as a tank in general? What's your job ultimately? What are you looking to achieve as a tank?
Basically, lead the team, push up to the front, guiding them. Basically, building like a pathway.
Yes, yes. So you are building that pathway, and it's a lot about you just taking space, right? Think about it this way. Your
Okay.
job as a tank is take space and absorb attention. So if the
Okay.
attention
Okay.
is on you, then we start tanking things. You can be tanking abilities, you can be tanking damage, you can be tanking the attention. If you do that, you absorb all of that towards you, your team can walk forward. Now, at the location where you are, if you absorb that pressure, that might be effective, but my question is, what else you could be doing as well to make these guys to look at you a little bit more, maybe turn around somewhere and just make sure they're focused on you.
Try. My thought would have been just hit the back line.
Yeah, trying to get to the backline, yeah, exactly. And this is exactly what you need to look for. So something I would start with right away is just an easy fix. You just need to think about the setup, okay? We need to think about what location of the map you're taking, so the attention goes to you. It's also fine to maybe use your awaken before the fight, but because you with the character, you playing the character with mobility, you need to take advantage of that and set up first. So the first concept is pretty simple. You need to either go on some sort of 90 or 180 angle. So for example, my team is position B. If you are at the position A, you're forming this 90 angle over here, and this diverts the enemy attention to you. And if they go towards you, now your team from B, they can walk forward. Instead of doing this, where we keep playing main, it's not as easy for your team to take space now. You see that? Because all of the attention, the enemy team can just throw it in the choke here, and all of you guys gonna be pulled back together. Like maybe Invis Woman can use her E and just pull you out, or pull you in, or maybe enemy Thor can also dash in and just pull you out as well. But when you have different angle, and then it makes it easy for you to divert the attention and also get to their backline. Does it make sense?
No, yeah, that makes sense. So are you referring to me like being on top of this building or just being 90 on level floor?
Yeah,
level?
90 angle can be anywhere. The high ground is also a nice addition. Let's just say that.
Okay.
The high ground is always nice, and potentially how we can be getting there. Maybe you can go from here to here, for example. This is your 90 angle. Or you can also go deeper, because you have mobility, you're allowed to do so as well. You can also try to take 180 angle, so there will be somewhere over here. It's not as fast to just get there right away, but that's something you potentially can aim for because you have the mobility. Now, I'm just gonna show you an example of that real quick. In here, you can see me taking space on the map, and I'm not gonna be playing with my entire team. I'm just gonna be trying to set up on 90 to 180 angles. Typically, on this map, most of your team will try to go through here and go through the right side. Yeah, maybe be stuck on a choke. You don't want that. We just want to get through the choke. Yeah, like I mentioned, through creating the path towards your team. Yeah, making sure they actually gonna take space. So that's why now we can try to set up on that opposite high ground. As an example, just get there, make sure we're not getting poked, of course, not as much, and just get in position. So this allows us to divert the enemy attention. And if they go towards me, then my team can also walk forward. And this is how we take an advantage of us having the mobility. Okay, so see from there just how it's gonna be easy for us to it's easier to walk forward to the choke. Yeah, some of the attention goes towards me, and see how the backline is also getting scared. I also do some early poking there, but first of all, the setup is really important. I see my team is actually able to walk through, so I just time the pressure with them. Yep, it's just this at the console 180 angle or 90 angle if possible, all the time. Does it make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Or just to show you one more example, it can be even on, for example, someone like Sure4. This guy, they have a lot of playtime and also doing the same idea quite a lot of times. You see that Central Park, a lot of people struggle with. They just will try to go in somewhat of flanky angle. They will try to just go right side while the rest of their team is on the main and divert the attention. The timing is also really important there, but the idea is the same. You're trying to just set up somewhere around those angles. The setup is gonna be the most crucial at all times. And later, you can try to also do something once you're in the position. While we're going in, yeah, you have an advantage. What do you think your next position can be looking like? So you went in, your team is going... Is it possible for you to go anywhere else to just keep the routine the enemy attention?
Yeah, I'll probably head like to the back side of the building over here.
Yeah, exactly. So you have a lot of choices. You might even go up
Yeah.
the stairs. We might even stay there. It's just so much mobility we got, and there are not too many characters who can get you right away, to be honest. There are
Yeah.
flyers, maybe, but a lot of times in your future games, you'll notice if you use that verticality is an addition. Yeah, when taking 90 to 180 angles, that just helps you a lot. You just maintaining all the space, you're able to stay alive longer. I'm thinking just to add additional layer when you're trying to set up, maybe have in mind what are the exact targets we're trying to go for, what you're trying to achieve with your engagement, yeah? And with your target priority, if you look at their team, what are the general good targets for you to go for, usually, at Thor?
Invisible Woman,
Yeah?
and I think that's Mantis.
Yeah?
That's hiding.
What makes
Right.
it good to go after them? What is in their kit? What allows you to just go after them comfortably?
They don't have a lot of mobility.
Yeah, that's one.
Their health is the lowest.
Pretty
of
squishy.
most of the team.
Yeah,
very
exactly.
squishy.
They're pretty squishy, yeah. They just one low house. So that is what can allow you to instantly kill them. As any dive character, you usually have those kind of bursts of pressure. You can go in, out, and especially in Thor, you have this big spikes of pressure. You in, use awaken, maybe out later, and then you can go in again. Sometimes maybe not using awaken too, but yeah, it's just a target priority can always indicate what your position is gonna look like. So instead of this 90 angle, we can choose deeper angle over here because I know the backline is over there. And as an addition, there are also other additional layers like, yes, this cap is attacking, yeah, or maybe your entire team, you can also watch them. What are they doing too? And try to go after them. So generally speaking, stationary squishy targets are good. And I also just gonna add something. What's just stationary in general is also good to go for too. So stuff like their penny, for example, you can always just push them in towards your team. Maybe there's Magneto or maybe Doctor Strange. You can punish stationary targets at all times. So it's gonna be stationary and or squishy targets. Okay, it's just together with all of this, so you can use the set here at any time. Does it make sense? Overall, you always see that with the high rank players. They will try to go after the squishies, or they will try to also maybe punish the more stationary guys. Yeah, for example, they went after squishy target first. They're searching who's more isolated potentially as well, that's killable, I think, especially in the second point, because there's more space in the center. I always have to keep in mind what's more killable, and that's why I'll see them a lot of times. They will make a decision to see that guy, but they're more stationary. Maybe I can try to just boop them in towards my team so it's punishable. They actually notice that. They also have their stacks to push the Thor away. You know, they have those sweet stacks that allows them to displace an enemy slightly, but there's potential targets for them to go for. Choosing the tank, that's not too bad. But if there's a backline which is available, there's maybe Luna Snow, you could also try to go after them, and you will see them a lot of times doing exactly that. So I think there's gonna be probably the fight after where they will try to go for their ultimate, and they're choosing to go after last mobile target. Yeah, they will try to go after Luna Snow. They even try to just slow them down with the E, but this is your thought process constancy right now. This is where you can change how you use your ultimate. Instead of just using it right there on this target, like the penny, which is not as killable too, you can just try to divert your attention towards the backline more. Yep. Does it make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, exactly. Just target priority can always help you out with the positioning.